What's up, Lumiose trainers? Lumiose trainer Zach here. Probably one of the biggest things that could make or break a Pokemon game for someone is the post-game content. This is basically what you'll be spending the rest of your time doing once you beat the main story. Some of my favorite Pokemon games are my favorites because they offer so much to do after you become champion. But the games that don't offer much, well, they kinda suck. There's actually a lot of different things you can do during the post-game depending on which Pokemon game you're playing. So in this video, I'll be counting down my top 10 favorite post-game features in the Pokemon games. Now remember, these are my favorites, so don't get mad if any of yours don't make it on the list. Or, I don't know, get mad if you can't control yourself, I guess. Now with that out of the way, let's not waste any more time and get started. Number 10. The Battle Zone. The Battle Zone is a new area you can explore once you become champion. This is during the post-game of Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. But I'm mostly going to talk about the Platinum version because it's clearly the better out of the three. So what's unique about the Battle Zone is that it's a tropical island that's part of the Kanto Region. You're not allowed to go there until you prove that you're strong enough by becoming the champion. So you know this area is full of badasses. And it is. As soon as you arrive, you're challenged to a double battle by Flint and Volkner. That's awesome. This is just a taste of what you can do there. The Battle Zone is also home to the Sinnoh Battle Frontier, Stark Mountain, and even the Battle Cafe where you can have gym leader rematches, but we'll get to that later. There's just so much you can do here, which makes it one of the best post-game locations. Sure, most Pokemon games nowadays include at least one new area during the post-game, but Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum include a whole island filled with 3 towns, desert, and a volcano. That's pretty good.
Hey, that's pretty good.
If only more Pokemon games had places like this. Number 9. Ultra Warp Ride. Every Pokemon game gives you the chance to catch a bunch of legendary Pokemon during the post-game. Some give you a lot of legendaries, and others give you jack shit. In my opinion, the game that did the best with this feature are Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. In these games, we have the ability to travel through an Ultra Wormhole to find every single legendary Pokemon. Well, excluding Mythicals, of course. You can even travel to the Ultra Beast homeworld, and even find regular Pokemon that have a high chance of becoming shiny. This is actually really cool. The only thing that sucks is the stupid motion controls. Game Freak, why are you doing this? But thankfully, you can change it to the circle pad. It's a little tricky to use at first, but once you get used to it, tracking down legendary Pokemon becomes super fun to do. Number 8. Exploring Unova. During the post-game of Pokemon Black and White, we were given the ability to explore Eastern Unova. But that's not what I'm going to talk about since that post-game was terrible. Black 2 and White 2, however, now that's a real post-game. Since these games were sequels to the original Black and White, we didn't travel Unova the same way we did the first time. Instead, we start from a whole new area and play through the game through a different path. Because of this, during the post-game, we were able to explore some of the areas from the original Black and White that weren't accessible during the main story. This was actually really cool. It was a great way to revisit places and see how much they've changed. Each location even has its own little event that makes the trip totally worth it. Going to N's Castle allows you to battle N, Isurus City lets you battle the Shadow Triad, the Dream Yard lets you encounter Latios or Latias, Pinwheel Forest lets you travel with Charon, and the list goes on. Honestly, the Unova region is probably the region that allows you to do the most, and that's all thanks to the fact that you have so much of it to explore during the post-game. Number 7. Gym Leader Rematches. Okay, I hinted at this a little earlier, but now I really get to talk about it. Being able to have rematches with gym leaders is awesome. It's a great way to level up your Pokemon during the post-game since their teams consist of type-specific Pokemon. Sure, you can always take on the Elite Four again, but the gym leaders add way more variety. It's like having to choose between an 8-pack of crayons or the 64-pack. Yeah, I'll have the 64-pack please. Pokemon Emerald was the first game to do this, then Pokemon Platinum did it with the Battle Cafe. Heart Gold Soul Silver did it too, but it was kinda complicated since you had to visit the gym leaders on a specific time of the day, and then once you got their number you had to call them on a completely different time so that they could show up to battle you, and I don't know. It's really tedious to do, so I never got a rematch with all of them. And if you thought that was annoying, in Pokemon X and Y, you can have rematches there too, but it's at that boring ass Battle Chateau. I tell you how you can make the gym leaders appear, but honestly it feels like they just show up at random. Platinum is the game that did it the best in my opinion. With the Battle Cafe, you would get to battle at least 3 gym leaders a day. I loved visiting it every day to see what new gym leaders would show up. This is a really good feature that I hope makes a comeback in future Pokemon games. Number 6. The Battle Frontier. Speaking of features we want to see return, let's talk about the Battle Frontier. This was first introduced in Pokemon Emerald and then later was given a fancy revamp for Platinum and Heart Gold Soul Silver. I'm pretty sure everybody knows and loves this feature, but in case you started playing Pokemon after Gen 4 and don't know what this is, I'm gonna explain it to you. The Battle Frontier is basically a collection of battle facilities that you can take on during the post-game. They usually consist of the Battle Tower, which is the most basic of the facilities, and then a bunch of other facilities that include their own fun and unique gimmicks. For example, the Battle Factory lets you use random Pokemon that you yourself don't own. This is what the Battle Agency is based off of. The Battle Frontier is often praised as being the best part of the post-game in Generations 3 and 4, so you'd understand why we were upset when Oras didn't bring it back and we were stuck with the stupid Battle Mace on. Game Freak, what the heck is wrong with you? Anyways, the point is, the Battle Frontier is an awesome post-game feature, and yeah, I definitely want to see it return too. Number 5. The Battle Tree. This is the newest battle facility introduced in Generation 7. The Battle Tree is actually really basic, to be honest. It's pretty much the Battle Tower but in tree form or whatever. But what makes it really special though is the fact that the leaders of this facility are none other than Red and Blue. That's freaking awesome! And not just that, but you can also battle other famous trainers from other Pokemon games as well. This was really cool. It was a nice way to give us throwbacks while at the same time providing a decent challenge. I just wish we got to see even more older characters here, but oh well, I'm not gonna complain. It's still pretty fun to battle your way through here so you can reach the next big throwback trainer. I loved it. Number 4. The Pokemon World Tournament. Guys, this is my favorite battle facility ever. A place where you can battle every gym leader ever and the champions? That's insane. Never did I ever think this was gonna happen, but it did. Unlike other games where you can rematch the gym leaders to gain experience, Black 2 and White 2 have you facing off against them in a battle facility, which means they'll be a lot harder. These are some of the toughest battles I have ever had, and to this day, I still haven't beat the Champions Tournament. But I will one day, damn it. Even though I couldn't fully complete it, it's still a lot of fun. Facing off against old gym leaders is the best, and hearing remixed versions of their themes only makes the experience even better. This battle facility is one of the reasons why I love the Black 2 and White 2 sequels. You'll literally be spending hours in this place, and you'll never get bored thanks to the wide variety of gym leaders. Number 3. The Delta Episode. You know what's even better than a facility filled with a bunch of gym leaders? A brand new post-game story. The Delta Episode is a new mini-story that's introduced during the post-game of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Sure, it involves a lot of flying back and forth around Hoenn, but it's still cool that the games give us a whole new narrative around Rayquaza after you become the champion. I really love how this incorporated story elements for Pokemon Emerald. Since we weren't getting an Emerald remake, it was a great way of giving us some of the stuff that was exclusive to that game. Probably one of my favorite parts from this was battling Zinnia and hearing her badass theme. I also really love the backstory they gave Mega Rayquaza, and it was even awesome that they took inspiration from the 7th Pokemon movie by having us travel to space to battle Deoxys. That was amazing, and I love this so much. It was a great way to wrap up the true story of the Hoenn games. Number 2. Rainbow Rocket. In my opinion, this is one of the best original post-game stories ever given to us. During the Rainbow Rocket episode, Giovanni returns, but with a twist. He also brought along all the evil team leaders from universes where they succeeded in catching the legendary Pokemon. Not only is this awesome because it confirms the Pokemon multiverse theory, but it's also just really awesome to take on these bosses again with their legendary Pokemon. On top of that, we also get to hear up-to-date remixes of their battle themes, which is a really nice touch. Yeah, this might feel like some kid's fanfiction, but it's still a super cool way to have throwbacks to the older generations of Pokemon. I just hope future Pokemon games take note of this and keep giving us new and unique post-game stories to go through, cause this one was amazing. Number 1. The Kanto Region. In my opinion, Heart Gold Soul Silver and the other Johto games wouldn't be praised as much if it weren't for the addition of the Kanto Region. This was such a great feature that basically doubled the playability of the Johto games. Just when you thought you were done with the game, bam! You got a whole nother region to explore. Although Kanto was pretty barren since most of the story took place in Johto, it's still amazing as heck that we get to revisit the Kanto region and see how much has changed in the 3 years that passed. We kinda get this vibe in the Black and White sequels. A lot of people love this idea, which is why they usually suggest the idea of revisiting older regions in new Pokemon games. Heck, even I do it. One of my biggest hopes for Sun and Moon was for us to revisit Karlos. This is just a really good idea. It's a shame we don't get this in any more Pokemon games besides the Johto ones, but that's why revisiting the Kanto region is my #1 favorite post-game feature to ever come from the Pokemon games. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe to become a Lumiose trainer today. Also, follow me on Twitter to find out what's up and what's new. Last but not least, make sure you live your life to the fullest, and I'll see you all next time.